Will now be recorded.
Hi, Ba. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So, how was your practice?
Sir, I was absent yesterday.
Oh, sorry. Why
It's
you
okay, sir.
missed the class?
So I had IV yesterday from college, so I
Okay,
couldn't attend.
fine, fine. Did you check the WhatsApp group what I've sent you?
Yes, sir, I saw, but I didn't finish the video fully, so.
Uh-huh. Okay, let's start the session. Today we are going to talk about MAC address. So yesterday I was explaining whenever you have PC gets connected to a switch, right? And switch also connected to server. So in this manner, uh, the network structure we designed, and also I've shown you how to design, how to assign an IP address automatically. So in this method, if you take this would be the concentric device. The concentric device the central point switches, and your PC and servers, computer, personal computers and servers are get connected towards switch. Then imagine if there is a switch. So switches will have a 16 ports switch, or else 32 port switch, or 48 port switch. So that you can see in different method. Sorry, first we'll have a 12 ports, then 24 ports, then 48 ports. All 48 ports, all 24 ports, all 12 ports. Each port has to carry a MAC address. Clear, right? Then next, if you take a PC or personal computer, so personal computer also carry a MAC address. Then if you take server, that also carry a MAC address. Then if I take a router, suppose yesterday I told you that router also will carry a MAC address. Now the question is, sir, why MAC address is important? Even Wi-Fi card, then I will write Wi-Fi card, then Ethernet card. Ethernet card is nothing but a switch, sorry, network interface card, or Bluetooth adapters. Any one of this device, if you have, all devices will have a MAC address. Hope you all understood. So MAC address, where you could see in the switch, and switches used to carry 12 port switch, 24 port switch, and 48 port switch. Yesterday when you was practicing something connecting all PCs towards switches, so each switches will have its own MAC address, and PC also will carry a MAC address, server also will carry a MAC address, and routers also. Other than that, Wi-Fi adapters if you have, then Ethernet card, Bluetooth adapter, all networking devices used to have a MAC address. Then one is going to be assigning this MAC address. So any device, if you take them, which is going to be assigned by the manufacturers of the device. Clear, right? So MAC address assigned by the manufacturers. Now the question is, sir, what is MAC address? What is a MAC address? MAC full form is Media Access Control Address. Media Access Control Address. It's a full form. If there is a MAC address is a unique number, unique identification number, then assigned to a network interface. If there is network interface, Wi-Fi adapter is one of the network interface, router is one of the network interface, then switches is one of the network interface. Okay, and PC to motherboard, there is a one interface, server to motherboard, there is one interface. Okay, so network interface by the manufacturers. Then why do we use this? This is going to help us. It helps device, sorry, helps the device help the devices identify each other on local network. So for important parts of this MAC addresses, like the length or the capacity of the MAC address is 48 bits and it has 6 bytes, and the format will be a hexadecimal format, and it start from 0 to 9 and A to F. This is hexadecimal number assignment range. Then example of the MAC address, example like 001A colon 2B colon 3C colon 4D colon 5E. This is an example. Now when I talk about the structure part, if I want to understand this example like structure of the MAC address, the first 3 fields whatever we have. So if I take this, what this to be like, first 3 bytes, like this is 1 byte, each field has 1 byte. This is the second field, this would be the third field. So each field has 3 bytes, sorry, 8 bits. 8 bits is equal to 1 byte. Next again the last 3 bytes is going to be, this would be this. The first 3 bytes whatever it has given, this would be the manufacturer ID. The next last 3 bytes what we have, this is called as device specific ID, number or ID. So any MAC address, if you check, there will be a 6 fields. There are 6 fields, and each field has 8 bits. So 6 fields into 8 bits is equal to 48 bits. 8 bits equals 1 byte. Now the question is, why MAC address is important? So number 1, identifies a device uniquely on a local area network. Identifies a device uniquely on a LAN. Number 2, used by switches to forward data directly. In the correct manner. If I want the switches wants to deliver the data, then MAC address is required, and this is helps in network security and filtering, and also access control. Then fourth one, required for ARP. ARP stands for address resolution protocol. There is a question, sir, how to find the MAC address? If I want to find a MAC address, there is a command. So first step, you have to open command prompt. So in that command prompt, you have to type command 1, ipconfig /all, and one more is get MAC. There's another command that let's see in the practical method. So open first command prompt. So this is your command prompt. So in this manner, if you type get MAC and press enter key, and look at this is the structure whatever I gave you. Okay, and next thing is one more, ipconfig /all space /all, and you can see for each adapter. So according to us, there is a 3 adapters. So this would be the first adapter, Ethernet adapter, and this is the structure, physical address. MAC address are also called as physical address, and this would be the second MAC address, and this would be the third MAC address. Here also we have a virtual, look at this, virtual network adapter. Then this would be the Wi-Fi adapter and MAC address. So as of now, we have 3 things. Okay, then you have a IP address also. You can see the IP address. Look at this. This would be the IP address. So use any one of this command and you just if you apply, then it works. Now the question is, sir, if I have a MAC address and IP address, one minute. So sorry. If I compare these two, like MAC address and as well as IP address, so what makes the differences? So IP address has two part. So number one, uh, network ID and host ID. Then MAC address also has two part. So what are the two parts of those things? Number one, the first 3 bytes. First 3 bytes manufacturer ID. Then last 3 bytes. So device ID. And next thing is IP address assigned by uh, number one, network operators, network operators and DHCP server. But in this case, it is assigned by manufacturers, manufacturer of the device. Then when I talk about structure part, so here it was used hyphen, not a colon. For each field is separated by hyphen structure wise. There are 4 fields, and each field has 8-bit capacity. And here also we have a structure. Then how many fields? 6 fields and 8 bits capacity. And according to the capacity wise, okay, one more, each field is separated by dots, so separated by hyphen. This is structure part. And capacity wise, so 32 bits capacity, then MAC address capacity is 48 bits capacity. So this is used to identify the devices. Which one? MAC address, it's a logical one. So whenever we want, we can change IP address. So address can be changeable. IP address can be changeable. But here MAC address, permanent address. This cannot be changeable. Is that okay? So these are the major differences. Now the question is, sir, I wanted to see ARP table. So how to check ARP table? So ARP table, it consists of IP address and MAC address. Clear, right? IP addresses and as well as MAC addresses. Again, I would recommend you to check the same method, but the commands are a little bit vary. Open command prompt, but instead of this, you type ARP-A. So only this command, okay? So I will show you once. So just I use CLS. So I'm typing ARP-A, and when you press enter key, you will get as per the interface or as per the network interface card, you have physical address, internet address, IP address. So you can see this would be 192.168.1.1. The MAC address or device address will be like this. Okay, this is permanent. Physical address is permanent, and internet address, it's sometimes even I can change this manually, even I can change, and also as per the internet service provider, if they change, then here also it will get affected. So like this, the table is automatically prepared by the computer systems. So each interfaces, it has its own MAC address table. So here this is called as ARP table, address resolution protocol table. So which is having that map, it is mapped into IP address, and a MAC address is mapped into IP address. IP to MAC, then again MAC to IP. So this is how this computer systems is going to work internally. Is it okay? So you try the same thing, whatever I've done now. So the commands already I've shown you now. If you are using Windows operating system, you check once, are you getting the same result or different result? And this one also you try to check. Use this get MAC to get the MAC address, and here I ARP-A, then which will show you the list. In Windows operating system, ipconfig/all. The next important thing is port number. So I'll give 5 to 10 minutes of time. Once if I completed the port number concept, then you try those things. The next concept is port numbers. So port numbers, once again, it's also an important part for every application, for every device. So this is the gateway for that. Okay. So port number or logical communication endpoint. Logical communication endpoints. So might have a questions why this is used. So this is used by computers. Endpoints used by computers. Why it is going to be used? To identify specific services or applications which is running on a networked devices. If there is a device, so that devices has its own application, that applications has its own set of services. So how to identify that services, then we require a port number. And they work along with IP addresses, very very important. Port numbers are going to work along with IP addresses to ensure data reaches to the correct application, reaches the correct application. So simple definitions are still I did not understand. So like IP structure wise, IP address has 32-bit address, MAC address has the 48-bit address. Then what about this? This would be the capacity. A port number is a 16 bits, 16-bit numerical identifiers used in networking to distinguish different services or processes on the same device. So might be asking, sir, how this would be? Give me one practical example. So what would be the practical example if I want to ask? Like in real time, I wanted to understand how these two things are going to work. Imagine if there is a internet, or in that internet we have a website. Whenever you open a website in your browser, example like google.com, just I am using what, https colon double slash www.google.com. The scenario what I would like to say is, when you open a website in your browser, so what happens behind the scene? Just I'm asking you, uh, when you open google.com in browser, so what happens behind the scene? Anybody could explain me what happens? So step number one, this has to there will be a device, right? So device identification, step one, device identification. In that device identification, your computer has an IP address. Example 192.168.1.20. One example. And second one is, Google server has an IP address. I think yesterday, or I guess in the first class itself, I've shown you, and I gave you an assignment. Even last class also, you have done some assignments how to find that IP address and how to classify them, then how to find subnet mask, so and so. Like this, we have some IP addresses. And even last class also, I have taught you how we can identify our computer IP address and internet IP address and also server IP address. Am I correct? So according to this example, 142.250.183.206. Correct, right? So step number one, device identification. So the main note here, IP addresses identify devices. Next, number two, or step two. So step two is service identification. Service identification or port numbers matters. I have used, you can see here, there is one HTTPS, because website uses HTTPS. Am I correct? The website, if you want to open any website, then HTTPS is mandatory. Website uses HTTPS. And your browser automatically connects to what? Port 443. So 443, it is a IP address of what? HTTPS protocol. So in this case, 443 is reserved for secure web services. Any website if you open, then there will be a security, or you can trust the website if there is HTTPS. Correct, right? If there is no website with the HTTPS, then you try to avoid those websites, not to share your personal information. In this example, I am taking any website, secured website will have a port number 443. It is a standard. It is a reserved for website and web services. Clear? Then step 3, data flows. This is your computer, your PC, like this would be your IP address, some private port number, something like this. Your browser will have some XYZ port number. That is not a standard port number or well-known port number, just like this one. Okay, your computer uses some XYZ port number, and Google always, or web server always use 443. Any website if you take, if there is a HTTPS, that website will have this 443. So now the question is 54023. This is what it is, a temporary client port number. It's a dynamic, temporary or dynamic for client port. Then 443, this would be what? Server port for HTTP. Okay, so now I will give you 5 minutes of time. Open Google and you type list of well-known port number. List of well-known port numbers. So open Google Chrome and you type the keyword list of well-known port number, and you tell me the list of port number in the chat box. So I'm giving you 5 minutes of time. So complete of this. So good Hiba, Dhriti, Riya, Richla, Arshita. Okay, hope you understood now. This is the standard port number 443, always which uses for HTTPS. And similarly HTTP has port number 80. Okay, so HTTPS for secure website, and for file transfer 21 is the port number, and SSH 22, SMTP 25 for sending mails, and for domain name, like just now you have seen, like what I said, google.com. So that is your domain naming system. So that as 53. Is it understood now? So if you want to sending email, then Gmail IP, Gmail server IP address identifies the server, and port number 25 or 587, something like that, and port number 993 IMAP receiving or for sending email, so 25 for browser files uploading and downloading 21, 22, something like that. Okay, so this is the practical example. Now if I talk about port numbers range capacity, port number range, then name. Any number start from 0 to 1023. So this is called as well-known port number. Well-known ports 1024 to 49,151. This is called as registered port number. Then 49,152 to 65,535. So this range is called as dynamic or private port numbers. Is it clear now? You ask me if you have any doubts. So behalf of you, I will only ask you, sir, what is well-known port number? So well-known port number are reserved for standard or commonly used network services. Please remember. So this is reserved for standard. Well-known port numbers are reserved for standard than commonly used network services. So example like web services. For web services, what would be the port number? Just now you have seen 443 and 80. So that which protocol is going to work? HTTPS and HTTP. So like this, for file services, port number 20 and 21. Which protocol it is? FTP protocol. Then similarly, email service, that uses 25, protocol SMTP, then DNS service that uses 53, and port protocol is DNS. Okay, this is the standard network services, and to identify the services we are using the standard well-known port number. So when you open a website, the browser connects automatically 80 and 43, 443. So next we have one more called as registered port number. So registered port number, the range is how much? 1024 to 49,141. So registered port numbers are used by specific application or services, but you must have a license. It means that are registered with IANA, that are registered with IANA, Internet Assigned Number Authority. So in simple method, not reserved for systems use. And second thing is used by software application, used by software application. Suppose tomorrow if you have your own software, if you want to communicate in the web application platform, if you have your own software company, then you must have to buy a registered port number, and it may require admin rights depending on OS. Operating system. Sir, you give me some example, I did not understand. I'll take port and applications. Port 1433, this is reserved port number for Microsoft SQL Server. Microsoft company is reserved or purchased all the rights, port number 1433 for my standard Microsoft SQL Server. And similarly 1521, this is a port number for Oracle database. Okay, whenever you install Microsoft SQL Server, the port number always 1433. Oracle database which uses 1521. Suppose sir, if I go for MySQL, the port number 3306. This is the standard MySQL. Then sir, if I use remote desktop, then what would be the port number? So 3389. This is what RDP. See this application and its port number. But what about in this case? You have to check what is the differences. This is standard commonly used for network services, and this is registered port number, and you have NFS, network file system, port number 2049, that uses NFS. So connecting to a database server or RDP uses registered port number. Please remember, which is always uses port number. connecting to a database, server, or remote desktop uses registered ports. Next, what is one more we have? Dynamic port number. So the dynamic port number ranges this one, 49,152 to 65,535. This is a standard private port number. What happens here? Dynamic ports are temporary ports automatically assigned to a client application. Even your computer systems also work in the same manner. Dynamic or private ports are temporary ports automatically assigned to client applications during communication. And important thing is also called as uh, some name is there like ephemeral ports. Yeah, ephemeral ports. And this is not registered with INA. And next thing is used for only short-term connections. Used for short-term connections. Sir, you give me some real-time examples, sir. How you have given me for registered port number. So similarly, you give me one example. So imagine your browser might be any browser if you use browser client port 52345. Next, email port. This would be the browser, and whatever I am taking again, this comes to what? Email client port 60012. Then application temporary port 49160, something like this. Is that understood? When browser connects to a website, what happens? You have two things. One is client and one is server. Client is what? Your computer PC, and server is your Google. Okay, like 142.250.183.206. This is what which I used in the previously, and which uses again 443. So the first part is IP address, the second part is port number. 443 is what? HTTP. And next, your client machine 192.168.1.10 and your temporary port number 52345. Understood? This is called as the above example, whatever I said, this is called as socket. in network, which is called as socket. Understood? So attackers scan well-known port number first. Okay, you think how we can make use of this for ethical hacking? Okay, like hackers insights. So number one, if you are attackers, you have to scan well-known port number. So when you scan well-known port number first, then you will get most of the ideas. And also the firewalls usually block unused registered port number. Any unused registered port numbers, if they used, then your firewall is going to block it. So firewall block unused registered port number. Then third one is dynamic port numbers are controlled using by stateful firewall. Clear? Understand? You ask me if you have any doubts. So hope you all understood IP address, MAC address, then port number. When you did not understand this basic concept, then ethical hacking, the phases wise, not going to be a easy method. You must have the concept about IP address as well as MAC address and port numbers. You ask me if you have any doubts.
So could you scroll up to MAC address?
So open your WhatsApp. I have most of the things, the entire script I have shared. Check once if you have any doubts. I'll give 2 minutes of time just to browse the content.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma.
Sir, usually, in the IP address, it has
Hmm.
8 fields, right, sir?
8 fields, correct.
Uh, why in
No.
like some of the
MAC address
explanation?
has 8 fields. IP address has only 4 fields.
Okay, sir.
Could you see here? This is 6 fields. IP address 4 fields. Okay, right?
But what's the difference between having the IP address as like in 8 fields and compared to like in
That is
four
only the
fields?
structure part to assign and to identify the network part and host ID part.
So it's the same thing, sir.
MAC address for different. Yesterday, I might have understood that routers, network interface card, and what I would like to say, switches. Those devices must have a permanent address. Even your computer might have a network interface card. So that network interface card must have a again MAC address that cannot be changeable.
Oh, okay. Okay, sir.
Understood, right? In your mobile you have IME number, right? Can you changeable that ID? It's not possible.
No, sir.
So like that, even your mobile phone also, which is carry a MAC address, but IP address is keep on changing. MAC address never be changeable, and also IME also never be changeable. That is only for tracking the
Sir,
device.
how does the IP address change? Like,
Manually if you change and when you change that server start IP and end IP, then automatically change it.
manually in the sense like I can just type a different thing or with the server itself?
Okay, 1 minute, I will show you now. Cisco packet tracer. So look at this, PC1, PC2, and I'm connecting between these two. Fast Ethernet 0, fast Ethernet 0. Whenever you click here and go to desktop, 192.168.10.100, click here. Sorry. You type 192.168.10.100 and you click, then close this, and again 192.168.10.200. Now if I want to start ping 192.168.10.200, press enter. Okay, now the question is, I don't want to use 200, so I wanted to use 250. What I will do, I'll go for IP address and I will be changing this. Then close this. Again, you come back, command prompt, you change of this 250, use ping, and you will be getting reply. But what happens in the MAC address, that you cannot be changeable. Understand, right?
Yes, sir, I understood, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other doubts? Okay, so for me, one basic question according to your mind setup, sir, what is firewall? So firewall is a network security system. Please remember, firewall, any company, if you go, there will be a firewall. Okay, so even your operating system also carry a software based firewall. So that's why security is keep on increasing. A firewall as a network security system. Then this is going to be monitors and also controls incoming and outgoing network traffic. So whatever traffic you have, so based on predefined security rules. Is it clear? The main job of the firewall is allow that trusted traffic or trusted network, and also block unauthorized harmful traffic. Important thing is, it is main job is to allow trusted traffic. Traffic is nothing but data or application, and it's going to block unauthorized or harmful traffic. Is it clear? Now what is firewall? It's a network security system, and which allows incoming and outgoing network traffic. Now the next questions are, how firewall is going to works. So when data tries to enter or leave your computer system, then firewall is going to verify source IP address, destination IP address, port numbers, then protocols and rules defined by the administrator. So based on the permits and denies, the traffic is going to move or firewall is going to work. Clear how a firewall works? Is it clear? When data tries to leave, enter or leave your PC, the firewall checks. Number one, source and individual level, right? Source IP address. Next, destination IP address. Next, you have port numbers, then protocols like TCP and UDP. TCP, transmission control protocols, UDP, user datagram protocols, and software will have some set of rules defined by administrator or network administrator. So based on this, it permits or denies the traffic. Is it clear? So might have another question, sir. What are the types of firewalls? One is hardware based firewall and also software based firewall. Clear, right? Hardware based firewall, software based firewall. Most of the operating system uses software based firewall. That you can see, go to a control panel, and if you check in the control panel, firewall, Windows Defender firewall, that you can see. Understand? So very strong one like NGFW, next generation firewall. It includes IDS and IPS, antivirus, deep packet inspections used in the enterprises. Clear? As I said, software firewall and hardware firewall. So hardware firewall, most of the times enterprises company like a multinational company, people will use this. And software based firewall like Windows Defender firewall, okay, which is installed in the individual device, but in the hardware firewall, network gateways. Then cost will be, software based firewall is the free one, but hardware firewall is expensive one. So protection wise, software based firewalls protects only the system, but hardware firewall, it's going to protect entire network. As I said, there are two types. Number one, software firewall and hardware firewall. Now the features wise, software firewall, then hardware firewall. This is installed on individual device. This would be installed on network gateway. And example here, Windows Defender. This would be what? Router or enterprise firewall. The cost wise, this would be free, and it's become an expensive one. Then protection wise, it's a single system is going to protect. This is going to be entire network. Is it clear now?
Sir,
Yeah.
can Casper Sky also be considered as a firewall?
No, ma. It's an antivirus program. Inside that, there will be a firewall. In the antivirus program will have its own firewall. That is what comes under software based. That protects only the system, not the entire network. If I have a big company, then I have to go for hardware based firewall. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So this is your fundamental things. Whatever from the day one, whatever I taught you, those are important up to firewall. IP address, IP address, then MAC address, then port numbers, then firewall, and one more, as I said, networking devices. So networking devices like PC, switch, then network interface card, router, etc. So these are the things, fundamental requirement. Okay, so in the next upcoming classes onwards, we will see how to perform with ethical hacking lab setup. Okay, this is our next class.
Yes, sir.
So those who have missed for any one of the topic, just go through the recorded sessions, and if you have any doubts, you ask me. Once again, I'll try to explain it. Okay. So before I leave this session, you can ask me the questions what you have regarding for the topics. So hope you all understood. So see you in the next class.
Sir,
Um,
I don't have a doubt about the topic. The Cisco application, I downloaded the 8.0 that version. Is it fine?
I guess it is asking some username and password credential parameter,
Uh,
it seems.
right. So I'll just download like the lower
Older one,
version. I
7
mean,
point,
it 7 point.
7 point, any series, if you download 7 series,
Oh, all right.
7.1, 7.2, 7.3, whichever is okay.
All,
Try to download it and install it. That never ask any credential parameter.
all right, sir. I'll do that.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
So see you all. Good night. So meet you up in the next session. And okay, that's all. So we'll meet you next class. See you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye now.